Hello and welcome back to another gig log. This is Nate within the Mix Light and Sound, and we are back at the Steel Pub in what promises to be a great night. We're here with an awesome band, and you guys have seen my setup here multiple times. We do a lot of gigs here. Also, we take gigs on the off nights like the Fridays and throughout the week here just to pad our festival dates. So got a big outdoor festival tomorrow that I'm heading to. So busy weekend, but we're kicking off here Friday night. Won't take you through the setup, or I should say it this way. I'm not going to do video of the setup. You guys have seen my setup here multiple times, so I'm not going to do the whole setup video here, but I will take you through the stage and I'll take you through some of the particulars for this band that we're running tonight. We'll capture some of the live performance and we'll capture some of the teardowns, see what kind of record I can set tonight in tearing down. So with that, stay tuned. And we haven't even started yet. The place is definitely filling up. Gonna be a fun night tonight. Here is where we ended up for setup. So again, didn't bore you with all the setup routine. I'll just take you through where we're at right now. So, we're working with our wing rack, and we've got everything routed to our channels. So we have kick in, snare top, hat, tom, one rack tom, one floor tom. They've got a pad. We've got bass, two guitars. We've got a top key and a bottom key, and then we have 5 vocals routed in. So we're using our 4 wireless here, and we also have a hardwired drum vocal wired in. So here's what it looks like. We have our Shure PSM 300s with our antenna clipped on here for the guys. We got their mixes dialed in and they're happy. And if we head up on stage here, first let's look at the patching. So everything's coming in from a Whirlwind drum drop snake. So we're using all 12 channels here, 1 through 8, and then the bottom 12. We have a DMX in the back here. Camera's moving around on them. We have our DMX cable running out to a wireless receiver here. And then for monitors, we're using Siamese cables, but here's how we're running. So we have 4 wedges out total, but only 2 mixes. And what we did is we ran our Siamese cable into these little hose of pigtails here. So it takes an IRC in, does an Edison out, and that allowed us to daisy chain the power over to the other wedge. And then of course we just took a little 3-foot patch cable and came over to the other wedge here. And that's what we did on this side. And everybody else is on ears. So we have bass, stage right. We have lead singer and guitar, singer, guitar. We have our keys and vocal. We have our guitar amps mic'd with Sennheiser 906s. We're using a radial stereo DI box here to pick up each key as a mono feed, and we're using one to pick up the pad here. For drums, we have, again, radial DI for the pad, SEV7, and actually it's funny, I did sound for these guys once before, and the drummer loved the sound of the SEV7 that he went out and picked out his own. So that's actually his SEV7, I guess thanks to me. The snare top is mic'd up with a Telefunken M80. The rest are Sennheiser's E604s, and inside we have a Shure Beta for the kick. The bass is just DI'd in, so pretty straightforward as far as the band setup here. Again, the bass player, the keys, and the drums are using my wireless in-ears, the PSMs. And then for lighting, we have, again, our medium rig, we'll call it. So again, just some generic Chinese spots and washes. We have our both tubes mounted to the rails here for some effect. We also have the both tubes on either side of the stage here for some additional effect. And then we're using both IR4s as uplighting along the stage Up on the top of the speakers, we have the both spider washes, again, running off a wireless DMX and battery powered, saving once again on cable runs. And the last thing that we have on the end here, which we'll get going shortly, is our Heezer. So we just have a wireless DMX dongle running into it and a Magma Prime ready to go. Love these Magma Primes. It barely uses any fluid. I've had this out to 4 gigs now and only used, I guess you could almost call that a quarter of a tank. And that's for continuous use around 4 to 6 hours each gig. So amazing. And that's it. So once they get going, we'll go ahead and we'll get some concert footage here, and we'll set up some 360 cam as well and see what we can do with that. Well, we're getting very close to start time. Here's my front of house position. And we have a dual touchscreen laptop here that we're running mixing station on. And then we have our Wolf Mix controller hooked up. And we have a little stand here to get the wireless signal up above the crowd here, so we can continue that line of sight with the router that's up by the stage. And again, big crowd. My camera angles aren't going to do it justice. All right, well, the band is on their one and only break. They're just doing 2 long sets, and it's going fantastic. The crowd is probably one of the larger crowds, and I'm just judging by the time it took me to get into the bathroom and get back to my spot. But yeah, everything is going great. Couldn't be happier with the sound system. Lights look great. So we're going to continue on. The only thing we'll see about is during pack-up, looks like there's a storm that's going overhead. We might be loading up the truck in the rain, unfortunately. We'll see. do it for this gig log, kind of a shorty. Because once again, if you've watched my prior videos, you pretty much know my setup here at the Steel Pub. Not a record teardown tonight. We're probably, we're about an hour and a half in. It wasn't so much packing up off the stage and coiling everything. It was more so getting the truck, packing the truck. We've had little rolling bouts of rain coming through here. So luckily there was some lulls that I was able to get out and load up some stuff, but took a little bit longer. So with that, we're going to call this one a gig log. We are off to an outdoor festival tomorrow, so stay tuned for that video. I don't know what order these are going to get posted in, but yeah, festival season has begun, and again, everything in between, we're padding up with these band gigs. But the band tonight was awesome. The crowd was awesome. A lot of fun. And with that, on to the next one. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate it.